challenge has been for a while trying to make a solo 3.0 Titan build that doesn't include just equipping loreley splendor. And what we came up with is Icefall Mantles with 100 resilience and classy restoration. You can see it here. Icefall Mantles replaces your barricade with a stasis overshield, except you can use it on any subclass. So you can use it on solar. That's what we're doing. So we don't have a barricade, but when we pop our shield instead, that's what happens. I've got classy restoration, and yes, classy restoration stacks with Icefall Mantle. So as you activate your overshield, classy restoration also activates, meaning on top of your overshield, you have uninterrupted healing for 5 seconds. Now let's take a look at our fragments and our setup. To get started, we're using Burning Maul. First fragment, Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. And we have Ember of Benevolence. Applying Restoration, Cure, or Radiant to allies grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration. And what we're basically doing is throwing healing grenades on our teammates. That activates Ember of Benevolence, and that basically makes your recharge on Icefall Mantles near instant. It is absolutely ridiculous. Improved focus on gunplay, by the way. Next up, we have Ember of Solace, and this basically increases the duration of Radiant and Restoration effects, which is going to help us out massively. Consecration is how we are going to be getting Radiant because of Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants that makes you and nearby allies radiant. So we're hitting them with the first part of Consecration to do that. Rally Barricade, Strafe Lift, and Hammer Strike. That is the overall setup, using Burning Maul as our super, 100 resilience, Icefall Mantles. Let's get into the gameplay. Let's talk gameplay loop. Now, the reason why I like this better than loreley is not because it's better than loreley splendor. Loreley splendor is better than this. Let's get that out of the way now. But I like this because it feels a little bit more rewarding to play like this as opposed to using loreley splendor. The reason for that is you need to be smart. You need to calculate when are you going to proc your shield, when are you going to unproc it. You know, you have to basically think for yourself in order to get the most out of this exotic. Whereas loreley splendor is just extremely brain dead. It just does everything for you. It's like playing the game on autopilot. The moment you lose a duel, loreley splendor starts healing you. Icefall Mantle can do something similar. In fact, Icefall Mantle can actually help you tank almost more damage than a loreley splendor. Outright tank more damage. The overshield gives you plenty of hit points, 100 hit points to be precise. So if you're rocking 100 resilience and you have an extra 100 health on the shield, you're essentially walking around with 300 health. The second someone breaks the shield, it starts regenerating again. So it's kind of like Mask of Bacchus, if you're familiar with that. It is a little bit of a delayed regeneration. The shield will only regen once the shield is broken itself. Also very important to note, like I said already, but you need to remember this, you can't sprint, you can't slide, you can't really do a whole lot of anything when you have the shield active. So it requires you to be smart. It requires a cost. You know, there's a cost for the benefits, and that's how things should be. Now you can also slow people on cast, which really does make me think that actually the best way to use this exotic is not to preemptively pop the shield and then bot walk around. But I mean, you can do that, especially in a meta where they've just discouraged movement and aggressive play. Bot walking is unironically a viable strategy in a lot of situations, and it's kind of really sad to say. I hate saying that as someone who likes to move around a lot, but it's true. You can just walk around now. But like I said, when you pop the shield, it slows anyone around you. I believe it's a 7-meter radius. So you can use this to just tank incoming damage. Like that intro clip I showed, the guy was about to blast me with the shoddy. I popped the shield in his face and just tanked it. And obviously, Classy Restoration is doing work here, my friends. Because obviously what's going to happen is they're going to break your shield with their shotgun. But unless they instantly follow up with something else, Restoration is just getting you back to full health immediately. So basically using Icefall Mantle with Classy Restoration, it's like having two shields almost. Because Classy Restoration is just so unbelievably broken. I've survived so many situations using this exotic with this class mod, and it's just nuts. In my opinion, Classy Restoration should just not have been active in PvP. We have, you know, there have been so many instances where seasonal mods have caused so many problems in PvP, but they just, I don't really know. This whole meta, the entire situation in PvP right now is very bad. I made a video talking about Omnioculus. It's my most disliked video in like 2 years, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on in the community at the moment, but it's kind of weird. I really hope that you guys enjoy me trying to make something different on Solar Titan. Everything is so locked in this season, right down to what weapons you got to use, the playstyle you have to have, the exotics you have to use. It's a very, very restrictive meta at the higher end of play. If you're not using Omnioculus and Lord of Wolves, you're basically throwing. If you're in a Titan and you're not playing loreley Splendor, you're basically throwing. It's like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not one of those guys who, you know, I don't exist just to find the best strats. I like finding things that are fun to use and rewarding. And I believe the loop with this is way more rewarding because it's actually stimulating my brain cells, you know, making me think about what I'm going to do, giving me a cost for the power that I am being granted. Now, for a while, I always thought Icefall Mantles kind of terrible, right? Because, you know, you can't sprint or do anything when you have the shield. But really, I think Icefall Mantle is an example of how you should balance things. Give something loads of power, but give it a cost. The cost here is obviously mobility for getting, you know, an on-demand 100 HP overshield. The difference is right now, there are so many things in the game that give you similar levels of power and utility as this, but do not come with the same cost. There's no cost for so many of the things right now in the meta that gives you a lot of power and allows you to survive, you know, damage that should kill you. This is a similar sort of build though. I am tanking stuff that should kill me, but at least I'm giving people a fighting chance of killing me because I can't move, guys. I'm literally butt walking everywhere for you boys. Anyway, listen, it's absolutely boiling here in the UK right now. I'm going to be going live for a super late stream. I'd love to see you in my live stream. Twitch.tv/shake. There's also a link down below for the build, a Destiny item manager build. All that kind of thing is down below in the description. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.